qualification for the ladies junior worlds on sheet Echo, Hungary versus Estonia. Team Hungary lead Zero Vertanen. Second, Viera Kolochak. Third, Henrietta Miklai. And the skip, Dorothea Balancha. Team Estonia lead Johanna Ihota. Second, Victoria Laura Luhmus. Third, Terry Lightsau. And the fifth, Maria Kurma. Playing for the bronze medal and qualification for the men's junior worlds on sheet D. Korea versus Germany. Suchong Song as the lead. Second, Robert Kim. Third, Ichong Lee. And the skip, Kibok Lee. Team Germany, lead, Sebastian Ostwald. Second, Mikhail Bis. Third, Sixten Totte. And the skip, Mark Mustafa. Playing for the gold medal and already qualified for the ladies junior worlds on sheet Alpha. Japan versus Russia. Team Japan lead Asuka Kanei. Second, Miyu Ueno. Third, Yumi Suzuka. And the skip, Ayano Tsuchiya. Team Russia. Second, Yekaterina Kuzmina. Third, Maria Maksheva. Fourth, Uliana Vasilyeva. Lead and the skip, Evgenia Jomkina. Playing for the gold medal and already qualified for the men's junior worlds on sheet C. Team Russia versus Team Denmark. Team Russia second, Dmitry Solomatin. Third, Danil Garyachev. Fourth, Timur Gadjikhanov. Lead and skip, Alexander Yeremin. And Team Denmark, lead, Nikolai Skau. Second, Henrik Holterman. Third, Tobias Engelhardt. And the skip, Tobias Engelhardt. Games will begin in 1 minute. Sliders may be moved and practice slide may be finished.
And welcome to the World Junior B Curling Championships final round. On sheet Celsius, we have the men's final, Russia against Denmark. Denmark has the hammer. The teams played in the round robin in the same group, and Denmark won the game against Russia there, so Denmark was able to get the hammer for this final. On other sheets, we have the women's final, Russia versus Japan, and the bronze medal games, men, Korea versus Germany, and women, Hungary versus Estonia. So warmly welcome to join our live coverage. My name is Markus Sipilä, and I wish you all welcome to this webcast. Russia opens to the top 4, and looks like Denmark is going to remove that stone. So Denmark chooses to take on the safe side for this first end, and does not want to attack from the first stone and first end. So let's see if we're gonna see a takeout end here. Denmark was playing really good takeouts in their semi-final against Korea. The skip Tune was playing a couple of really long and really nice runbacks with perfect outcome. So let's see how it's going to be in this final. Perfect takeouts so far. Nice hit and sticks from the teams. And now Russia rolls out. Let's see if Denmark is playing their stone to the house or if they leave it as a corner guard. I think that the skip was saying that both are okay. That their primary objective is to try to get it into the house, but if it's a guard, then that's okay as well. Let's see what's coming. Looks a little bit heavy. The sweepers are not touching it at all. Let's see if it stays in the house. No, it doesn't. So hack weight. Sweepers working quite hard here. Sweeping the first half flat out. A nice weight control over there. They're able to drag it all the way to the forefoot. Russia just misses the takeout over there. They lose their own shooter, but the Danish stone remains just behind the tee line. Denmark with the hammer has now an opportunity to place their second stone to the playing area wherever they want. So let's see what is the call from Tune, the Danish skip. I believe that the call here is to get another stone in the house. They want to get the maximum separation so that the double takeout would not be easy for Russia. The weight is a little bit heavy, so now they are leaving a double for Russia over there. And another option there is to play a hit and roll so that the red Russian stone will sit on top of or in front of the yellow stone. So let's see what will come there. The sweepers are going flat out. They are able to get that roll, but not far enough. So they would have liked to get the red stone in front of the yellow so that it would be more difficult for Denmark to take it away. So now Denmark is playing a hit and roll to the other side. But they have to be careful so that they don't jam the red to their own. But they do want the stone to roll a little bit to the left from this angle. But it's a direct hit and stick, so now it's a relatively easy double for Russia. They will lose their own shooter, but that doesn't matter if they're able to get the double. Both teams are throwing that well that the stone positioning is going to be the key element here in this final game. I would say that the team that is able to save their shooters and save them exactly where they want, that team is going to have the upper hand here in this final game. I don't think that we're going to see many complete misses here. So it's all about where you leave your stones. And exactly like this. So immediately when Denmark left the double for Russia, the team played that and used that opportunity. So I think that this is going to be the name of the game. So it's looking quite much like a blank end. Danish skip is trying to draw to the side of the house and hoping for a mistake from Russian fourth player. Sweepers warming up a little bit over there. Russia is able to clear the stone. It was quite close to overcurl, but the sweepers were able to hold it. So now Denmark is most probably going to throw it away and blank the first end so that they can keep the hammer also to the second end. Update from the junior women final. Russia versus Japan. The first end is a blank. So 0-0 after first end, and Russia has the hammer in that game. And yes, Danish skip Tuna is just throwing a takeout practice with the last stone and blanking the first end. And they will have the hammer also in the second end now. All right, so Russia opens with a front guard with Alexander Eremin's first shot. So we're probably going to see a much more interesting end here. So Nikolai Skau is trying to come around the Russian stone. Sweepers are quite happy with the weight, just cleaning up. We do have a come around, but does it stay on the top house? No, it just goes over the tee line and actually comes a little bit visible from the other side as well. So Russia is now thinking that which way they are going to play the draw, and looks like that they are going to take the same side as Denmark. So Alexander Eremin is the skip that is throwing the lead stones for Team Russia. And plays the freeze perfectly, just to the button. So you gotta be very careful in this game where you position your stones, that the draws have to be in the top house in front of the tee line. Otherwise the opponent is most probably going to freeze it immediately. So it's looking like a quality game so far, that the opponent is immediately after you when you don't position your stones perfectly. And a really nice freeze here from the Danish teams as well. Just nudging the red stone a little bit, and the guard is like 1 meter, 1.5 meters from the house, which means that with a backline weight, Danish team is able to play a tap back to their front stone on top 4, so that the Russian red stone on the bottom could be removed. So a lot of stones in the play in the second end. So I think Russia tried to play it all the way so that it would have been frozen to the yellow stone, but it was a little bit light. So Danish skip Tune is now thinking what to do. So they are thinking of playing another freeze to the top house. So quite aggressive call from Tobias Tune, the Danish skip. But at least we're going to have an interesting end. So thumbs up for this kind of a strategy from that point of view. Unfortunately, this is a little bit missed shot. It overcurled and it was a little bit light, so it touches the centerline guard over there. So now definitely we're going to see an interesting end. Russia sweepers working quite hard here, trying to hold the line and get the stone to the correct line, and now trying to finish it. Are they able to freeze it? Yes, they are. So Russia was able to freeze perfectly to the yellow stone on top 4. And Denmark is going to play another draw there. At the moment there are 3 stones on the 4-foot circle and then the Russian red on top 8. And now Denmark is a little bit heavy here, I think. Yeah, so it goes to the T-line. So it's quite crowded and busy there. Pretty soon Denmark does have to open up things if they want to remove the red stone from the button. So at the moment Russia has their own stone exactly on the top of the button. But Denmark has then second, third, and fourth stone covering just like around the red stone. So looking quite dangerous for Russia at the moment. If Denmark is able to remove that shooter over there. If Denmark is able to remove that shooter from the button, then Denmark has the 3 next rocks over there. Russia playing another guard. So now Denmark has 3 stones left. So it's their third player, Tobias Engelhardt. Probably the Danish are going to pronounce that a little bit differently. Engelhardt. Or something like that. But 2 Tobiases in the back end for Team Denmark, so I'll just call them Tobiases from now on. So easier to pronounce their first name as the last name. Update from the men's medal game. Germany has taken a single point with the hammer in the first end against Korea, so the game is 1-0. And in women's bronze medal game, Hungary has taken a single point with the hammer in the first end, so 1 up against Estonia. And there we go. Another run back from Team Denmark. So now this is exactly what we were talking about a couple of moments ago, that Russia is quite deep now. When Denmark was able to remove the single red stone from the button. So Russia is now trying to clear up and remove as many stones as possible. They're trying to play a double run back. So first trying to hit the outer of these 2 stones, I believe. So let's see how it's going to turn out. It's a real pistol. And sweepers trying to hold the line, and are they gonna? Yes, they are. And it's a wow. Effectively a triple takeout. That might have been the shot of the week. So, just wow. On TSN, it would have been like, it's 1, 2, and 3. I can't make it with the same credible voice, but I think that everybody who have been watching games from TSN know exactly what I'm talking about. So now Denmark, Tobias Engelhardt is trying to clear up the guards, and he is able to do it, and even remove one Russian stone from the side of the house. But now Russia has, thanks to that triple takeout, they have now 2 counters in the top house and on the center line, so Eramin is now calling for a guard for center line. So Timur Kachihanov here, trying to play a guard, covering up those 2 counters in the top house. It's going to over curl. Yes, it is. It is over curling just a bit. So now the angles are so that both of the red stones are most probably not going to move. If Denmark is hitting the right side of this red stone on the top 8 on the white. It looks from this angle where I am sitting at the moment that the stones are perfectly frozen, but I'm not exactly sure. But at least they're very close to each other. Okay, Tobias Thune now with his first stone. So they are coming with a takeout, wanting to get it as straight as possible to the nose, and they are able to get it by. And wow, again, what a game. What a game. So Russia is still lying first, but the Danish stone is perfectly covered behind the guard, and Denmark also has the other stone on the side. And Russia is now looking at that stone so that they are thinking of removing it, but now considering another one. So now Russia has to be very careful so that they don't leave a possibility for Denmark to score 3 points here. So if they are now playing a draw here and they leave a double for Denmark, then with a double takeout, Denmark might have a chance to score 3. Another option for Russia is to play a hit and roll from the stone that is on the left in the house, which we can see here. But as you can see, there is also this corner guard, which means that the hit and roll is far from being easy. So you can remove it, but you have to roll as much as possible to the red, so that with a hit and stick to the other red, or to the single red, Denmark would not score 2. So It's quite difficult shot, this hit and roll, so Russia and Mr. Ermin decides that they're going to play the draw. So now you have to be very, very careful with the stone positioning here so that you don't leave up a double for Denmark, because Tobias Thune has been playing these takeouts incredibly well in the semifinal and also earlier on the week. Sweepers think that the stone might be a little bit heavy, so okay, now they start to sweep it, so and now sweeping it hard for the line, and they just touch the yellow stone, and now there is this double takeout. So with the nose hit, Denmark is able to remove both of the red stones, and with that they would be able to score 3. At the moment Russia is lying 2, and Denmark has the 3rd and 4th stone in the house. This live webcast is provided by the Finnish Curling Association and curlingcalendar.com. So if you're a curler, please go to curlingcalendar.com and double check that all tournaments in your country are listed on Curling Calendar so that other teams from others looking for tournaments in your country are able to find them. It's a lot of fun to have international teams in your tournament, and there is a miss from Tobias Thune, so a single steal point for Russia. So that shot was 4 points, so it was either +3 or -1, and now it was -1 for Denmark, so Russia goes to 1-0 lead after second end. Yes, so I was talking about curlingcalendar.com, so go check that the bonspils of your country are listed over there so that international teams looking for bonspils in your country can find out about them. It's much more fun to curl when you have visitors from other countries. Anyone can add and update tournament information on curlingcalendar.com. Curling Calendar is a partner of the World Curling Federation. Updates from the other sheets as we are waiting for the first stone in our TV game. On women's bronze medal game, Hungary stole the second end and are now up 2-0 after 2. In men's bronze medal game, it's tied. Both teams have scored a single point with the hammer. So Korea, Germany 1-1. In our TV game, Russia leads 1-0 against Denmark, and then in women's final, Russia has been able to take advantage of the hammer in the second end and are now up 2-0 in women's final against Japan. A small mistake by Denmark. They're hitting the guard, but it's not a big deal for them because now they have basically 2 corner guards with a price of 1. So it's a pro side miss to split the guard. Alexander Ermin's second stone is really slow. Know if it picked something or was it just slow. But Denmark has now the option to come around one of the guards. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. So they're now trying to draw behind the red stone. I would personally draw here from the outside and around our own yellow if I was Denmark, so that if the other team is following you, they would be outside, or like if we're on the in front of the tee line, then the other team following with the same path would be on the more far away from the center line, and thus only second shot. But it's also, of course, a personal preference which way you want to do, but I prefer to do it like that when I have the hammer. Now we're on the second player stones. That is a guard. It was Dimitri Solomatin delivering that stone. One player trying to keep a line. So this is what we have been seeing this season, that when the team is trying to hold the line, only one player is sweeping it. So the Russian team has adapted that well, and we're able to save the line for this and played it nicely to the button. It's just in front of the tee line, so very well positioned stone. Russian team just got it by the guard, so the result is really good. Now Denmark is trying to follow from the same hole. It's Henrik Holder from Team Denmark. Sweeping hard. And they are playing actually a tap back. I don't know if that was the intention of this, but it's a good option to do it like with this as well. So it's easy when you know what you're doing. It looks from this angle that Denmark is actually shut stone at the moment. But it's very difficult to say it from this angle here. And also the TV doesn't tell that, but at least the Yellowstone is a little bit closer to the center line based on the TV. Russia plays their stone to the top 8. So Denmark is now considering opening up, just clearing the guard over there. Denmark has the hammer over here. So it's a difficult thing. You can see that Tobias Thune is really thinking that what would be the best call here. They can play a direct run back over there, but then the first red would most probably jam and stay as a shot stone. But they're still doing it. And the other option, what Tobias was considering here, was to just clear the guard. So it's now the other Tobias that is throwing, so there is a lot of granite that is moving, but unfortunately for Denmark they are hitting their own stone. So Russia is now lying 2 on the top 4. Russia is now considering playing a hit and roll from the yellow stone and leaving the shooter to the top 8-foot circle, which is the white color in the house. So you definitely don't want to be on the right side of this yellow stone when you hit it, so that you don't run it back to your own, but exactly the other side of the stone, so that it can get a very small hit and roll, almost a nose hit here. Looks like the stone is over curling, so is it going to touch the yellow? Yes, it is. And they are able to get the roll, but it rolls a little bit more than what they were originally planning for. So now Denmark has a perfect option or opportunity here to play both a double from the top 4-foot stones and get a hit and roll at the same time behind the corner guards. So now it's I don't know how you put it in Danish, but maybe it's something like 1,000 Danish crowns. What is this opportunity here now? Might be even a little more, but depends on the exchange rate and what kind of phrase do you have in Danish language. Is it curling enough? No, it's not. It's hitting the wrong cheek of the stone, and Denmark is only able to remove one of the counters over there, and they are losing their shooters as well. So unfortunate miss for Team Denmark. From their point of view, they had a perfect opportunity to play hit and roll with this and take the double at the same time, and as you can see, Tobias was not very happy about his own shot. So there are now 2 red stones in the house, and Russia is looking for a guard with the first stone of their 4th player. So Team Russia is playing it so that Alexander Ermin is the skip, but is throwing the lead stones. So it's Timur Gachihanov who is delivering the last stones. So now it's up to Denmark's Tobias Thune, that what does he do with his 2 last stones. The guard overcurled a little bit, so with a very soft weight, if you come there with a back house weight, you are able to get a small hit and roll from the red stone, which is on the tee line at the moment. But again, the stone positioning here is crucial so that you don't leave a freezer for Russia. And now the line is quite close, so the sweepers are doing a flat-out sweeping over there. They are able to get it by the guard, but does it over curl? And yes, it does. So it's a matter of just a couple of centimeters here that what made the difference between a perfect shot and a disaster. So if this Yellowstone would have hit the Russian shot zone, then the Yellowstone would be completely behind the guards as shot rock, but now it's only the third rock. So Russia is lying 2 at the moment, and they are looking for another guard. And now looking for a big steal in this third end. Russia is 1 up after 2 ends. So Russia was able to steal the previous end. As we remember, Denmark had an opportunity to score 3, but just missed the double takeout and ended up giving up 1. So let's see what is going to be here in this third end. As the final stone of Team Russia is on the way, Denmark still has the hammer stone for Tobias Thune. And Russia is playing it aggressively all the way to the house and putting even more pressure. And it's a perfectly positioned stone to the top 4. So Russia is now lying 3 before the last stone from Tobias Thune, and Tobias Thune is now looking for a double run back. The unfortunate thing from his point of view is that the second stone that he is now looking is a red one. So effectively he would have to play a quadruple takeout if he wants to score points here with this very long run back. So I don't even know what to call this shot. It's like a double run back quadruple takeout, what he's attempting. So I promise that I will buy Tobias a Coca-Cola in the closing banquet if making this shot. It's really difficult shot what he's trying here. With a pistol weight, just waiting for a small curl, and he is able to remove 1 red stone, but it jams to their own yellow, so it's a steal of 3. So Russia is now up 4-0 after 3 ends. So 3 ends have been played. Russia 4, Denmark 0. Updates from the other sheets. Women's final, Japan has 1 and Russia has 2. And on the bronze medal games, ladies first, so it's Hungary 2 and Estonia 1. And in men's bronze medal game, it's also 2-1. Korea has 2 and Germany has 1. Right, so I'm back with a hot juice, keeping me warm here. Also trying to get my throat warm so that I don't lose my voice. Russia now playing a double takeout for the Danish stones, but misses saving the shooter though. So now Denmark has the opportunity to split the house so that the yellows would be as far as possible from each other, so that they would not give another opportunity for Russia to play a double takeout. Denmark definitely wants to score multiple points in this end. It's quite difficult though because they don't have any guards in play. The basic principle is that if you want to play multiple or score multiple points, you have to have a guard. At the moment, these yellow stones are lined up pretty well. They're almost on the same line. But as Russia is removing the stones, one of the stones will eventually become to a different line. If you're just hit and staying, the stone will move ahead every time, so that they will become a chance for a double takeout at some point. So Russia now playing a hit and stick. And Tobias Thune is calling for a soft weight takeout so that the yellow stone will roll in front of the other red, so that it will be basically frozen to that, which eliminates the possibility from Russia to attempt the double takeout. So now you have to, when you don't have the guards, then you have to be a little bit creative and think what are the other options, how you can utilize the stones that are in the play. So this is a very good way of doing it. So perfect shot from Tobias Engelhardt from Team Denmark, the third player. So freezes the stone perfectly and beautifully to the Russian stone, and might even be just a bit hair better than the red stone. So very good shot from Tobias Engelhardt. Russia is now just going after the open stone. Wants to remove that one. And they are able to do that. So nice hit and stick. So Daniil Goryachev played a nice hit and stick over there. So Tobias Engelhardt now from Team Denmark with his second stone of this fourth end, trying to play a similar hit and stick. Just rolls it inside to be 100% sure that it's shot stone and better than the red. It would be interesting to know which of the side stones are better, or is better. If I would have to guess, I would say that it's the yellow, but I wouldn't bet my wife's car for it. I have been using my wife's car as a bet quite often lately. But you're only supposed to do that when you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to have an angry wife. The other coach from Team Finland, Leo, was here all week with me coaching our junior girls, and his wife actually bought a house during the week. So it was quite a nice phone conversation when Leo was finding out about this, asking that are we both going to move there or is it just you? But good thing for Leo that they are both still planning to move there. But that happens when you leave when you're leaving your wife home and going to a curling trip. So that's one thing that might happen. Leo has been traveling quite much during this season. He used to be the alternate for Team Kausto, which is the Finland's men's national team. Leo quit the competitive curling after last season, but he was still in the European Championships as team manager for them. So it was like 2 weeks in Denmark, in Esbjerg, in Europeans, and also playing the Finnish Championships. And then, of course, doing the junior camps and coaching our girls. Meanwhile, in our featured television game, we have seen a exchange of hit and sticks. And we are now on Tobias Tuna's first stone in the fourth end. So sweepers are doing their best to hold the line. Are they able to stick it? No, they are not. It's a complete flash and a big mistake from Tobias Tuna. And now Russians are just going to explode the two stones over there on the left side of the house. So we're going to see a very big white takeout here. And Russians want to make sure that there's no chance that the yellow would stay. So Timur Kachianov with his final stone in the fourth end. And let's see what's going to happen here. And yes, he was able to remove the yellow, but as you can see, the other red stone was jumping back from the wall and touched the other red. So Tobias Tuna has here the opportunity that what he want to do with the stone. And true gentleman, Tobias Tuna here, and respecting the spirit of curling, and left the stone to the house where it would have stayed. So Tobias would have had an option to remove that stone from the play, but that's the best thing about curling, that the players still respect the spirit of curling and respect each other so much that they are actually acting like true gentlemen, and respect for Tobias Tuna for that thing what he just did. Hats off everybody for Tobias. Now drawing against two. Sweepers are happy with the weight and just cleaning. And Tobias is able to make the draw to the tee line and takes the single point. So the score is now 1-4 from Denmark's point of view on the mid-game break. Updates from the other sheets, starting from sheet E. So there is the women's bronze medal game, Hungary versus Estonia. Hungary is up 4-1 after 4 ends. The fifth end is already ongoing. On the women's gold medal game, Russia is up 4-1 against Japan. So it's looking quite good for both Russian teams at the moment. Both teams are up 4-1 after 4 ends. So it might be that we are going to see a double victory for Russia over here. And in the bronze medal game for men, the score is 2-1, but the players are just in front of the scoreboard so that I don't see that which team is actually up, but luckily our excellent result service tells that it's Korea 2 and Germany 1. So the fourth end has been blanked in the bronze medal game for men. So Denmark is now down 3 points without the hammer. 4 ends remaining. So I would expect that the Danish team is going to start take more risks and play a lot of guards and a lot of draws and a lot of freezes. And the Russians are most likely going to do just the opposite and trying to take out everything that they can. But looking really good for Team Eremin and Russia at the moment after 4 ends. Denmark has had their chances here. In the first end, Denmark had the opportunity to play a relatively straightforward double takeout with a nose hit, but the stone didn't curl enough and it was a steal of 1 for Russia. And in the third end, Denmark had again a really good chance to play multiple points in that end, but just missed the Russian stone by maybe 1 or 2 centimeters, and ended up giving a steal of 3 eventually. But now and the crowd goes wild, cheering up for Germany in the boys or junior men's bronze medal game. All right, so we're back after the mid-game break. So Denmark making sure that they get their first guard with the first stone. So it was Nikolai Skau playing that stone. And Russia does not like the guards at all. They're up by 3 points. So they are going directly to the house and trying to draw behind the centerline guard that Denmark just played. Stone looks a little bit heavy, so the sweepers are completely off. don't even clean it. So let's see that what's happening there. They are now taking it away so that it doesn't even stay in the back house, because Russia does not need the jammers to the back house. So the sweepers at the end are making sure that the stone doesn't stay there. And Denmark making a very aggressive call with the second guard over here, because they know that immediately when the second player comes to the play, Russia is starting to explode everything and just bombing the guards away. It would have been better for Team Denmark if the guards would have been lined up, because then it would not be possible, or at least it would be very difficult to remove both of them so that the shooter is also going out of the play. Now it is possible to hit this first yellow stone so that the shooter is also going out, and it might be possible that there is a double takeout from the guards. Before that, Russia has to play one more shot, and that's what is happening right now. So Eramin is trying to come around with a draw behind those yellow guards, but again this stone looks a bit heavy and it's going directly through. So a couple of mistakes from Eramin here in the fifth end. So now it's Henrik Holtermann from Denmark who is trying to play the draw behind the guards. Sweepers are sweeping it for the first half and then stop sweeping. To me, the weight looks a little bit heavy, but might be that I'm mistaken. The stone goes to the back four, and now no surprise that Alexander Eramin is calling a very heavy takeout, and Russia is trying to remove both of the yellow guards at the same time and also want to take their own shooter away from play. And like this, it's a triple takeout. What a shot. Dmitry Solomatin clearing up pretty much everything that there was to clear. So again, we're talking about the stone positioning, which is the name of the game here. When we're playing at this level on the final game of the World Junior B, you have to be able to place the stones perfectly. If you leave the angles for your opponent, there is always a chance that they are actually going to do it, and now it was Dmitry Solomatin who is giving this hard lesson for the Danish team. Really nice shot. So let's see if he is able to do another double here, or they're just clearing up the first stone. And just a clearing of one stone, but the other guard is quite far away. And Denmark doesn't have the hammer over here, so they cannot basically do anything with that guard. They desperately need a new centerline guard, and that's what Tobias Thune is calling here. It's the fifth stone, so first one of the third player, Tobias Engelhardt. just in on the top 12. And Eremin is calling for a clearing here as well again. Now it's Daniil Goryachev's turn to try the clearing. And clears it up perfectly, so that doesn't leave the shooter for Denmark for freeze or anything else. So clearing is a very good option for Russia at this moment. So Denmark got a good start for this end. Russian Alexander Eremin, though, throwing the lead stones, made a couple of mistakes in the beginning, threw both of these stones too hard, and Denmark got two nice guards over there, but the guards were not exactly on the same line, and that allowed Dmitry Solomatin, the second player of Team Russia, to explode everything with a pistol shot and basically peeled out everything. And again, Russia is playing a heavy takeout and clearing, and wants their own shooter away from the play so that Denmark cannot use that stone for anything. Denmark is now trying to come around the corner guard with Tobias Thune's first stone, but they are actually leaving it quite visible. So first stone for Timur Gachihanov, trying to get rid of that counter. And Timur makes no mistakes, clears up that Danish stone. And Tobias Thune is forced to try another draw, waiting for a mistake from Russian team with their last. That double takeout from the guards by Dmitry Solomatin really flipped this end upside down, but wasn't surprised that they're going to attempt that. Perfect execution by Dmitry Solomatin of Team Russia. The draw looks a little bit heavy to me, but it is going to stay in the rings, just in the edge of the house, and is quite well behind the guard. So Russia is not even trying to blank here, but is but they are okay to take one from here, from the fifth end. So the score is now, before this final stone of the fifth end, the score is 4-1 for Russia. So they are happy to take one more and put the score to be 5-1. But let's see, you have to throw it first. So Timur Gachianov sweepers are quite busy with this stone, but it's looking quite good. So it's right there on the button, and the score is now 5-1 for Team Russia. So 5-1 after 5 ends. Might be that I had my microphone closed. I don't know if it was, but never mind. Updates from the other sheet. So on women's bronze medal game, it looks like the game is practically played. Hungary has stolen 4 points in the fifth end and are now in a comfortable lead against Estonia. So the score is 8-1 at the moment. So it looks like the bronze medals are going to the Hungarian team if the game will end like this. On women's final, Japan has scored 1 point in the fifth end, so the score is 4-2. So Russia still in a lead over there, and with the hammer in the sixth end. And in boys bronze medal game, or junior men bronze medal game, the score is 2-1 for Korea. So there are a couple of blank ends. Fourth and fifth end have been blanked. Germany has the hammer over there. And in our final game, as we know, the score is 5-1, and as we can see from the scoreboard. Russia made a small mistake with their first stone, put it in the back house, so not probably where they wanted it. Probably tried to have it on the top 4 in front of the T-line. So now it's not in a very good position for Team Russia, because it might be a freezer, or it might be that a stone will jam to that red stone when Russia is starting to clear up things here. So Russia is now trying to playing another draw here with Alexander Eramin's second stone. This time it's really nice. It's on the 4-foot, just on the edge of the center line. Thanks for the compliments in the chat box. So Tobias Thune knows now that wherever he's going to put this second lead stone, after this Russia will start playing a clearing game. So he's trying to get another corner guard so that it would be on the same line as the first guard, so that it would not be possible to remove both yellows with a single stone. So it's Nikolai Shkau now in his second stone. The way it looks quite good. They're almost exactly lined up, but there's a little separation on the line there. But nevertheless, Solomatin is now again throwing a pistol, and let's see if he's able to remove both of them. No, he's not, and actually this is not a good one from Russia because they are leaving the shooter as a guard. So this is now a gift to Denmark, a little opportunity now for Tobias Thunes Forsam to play around that and freeze to the Russian stone. But you really got to make this shot now if you're Denmark. It's Henrik Holtermann's second stone. Calling hard, sweeping for line. They will get it by, and they are pretty much perfectly frozen, so very, very, very good shot by Team Denmark and Henrik Holtermann. Good team communication about the weight and the line with a perfect result. And now Alexander Eramin is asking Dimitri Solomatin for a run back. Another pistol takeout coming up. And yes, he is on fire and is able to run it back, even though the stone was almost perfectly frozen, but there was a couple of centimeters between the stones, and that allowed Solomatin to just shoot it out. So Dimitri Solomatin is very close of being the player of the game here. Very solid performance from the young Russian so far. Denmark is now trying to come around those two guards. The stone goes to the back house and is almost halfway buried, but it's still visible from the other side, so Russia is looking and discussing that should they actually remove it, and should they do it so hard that the other red stone on the center line in the back house would also be removed. Russians don't need that stone there. It's just an opportunity for the Danish teams to freeze to that, or that it's gonna jam. Now there's a little discussion going on that should they actually remove the guards, and that's the call eventually that Alexander Eramin will ask his team to play the clearing of the front guards. And here we go. Another peel from Tisha. And let's see what is the result. They are able to remove one of the guards, but not both of them. So not exactly the result they were looking for. And now Tobias Thunes is asking his teammates and Tobias Engelhardt to come around that guard which was left there. So now an opportunity for Denmark to score some points here in the sixth end. Denmark is currently lying 1 on back 8. It's on the edge of the forefoot. Now this come around looks a little bit heavy, so again I could start my speech about stone positioning, but I won't. I think that the Russians are doing it for me. Denmark should have definitely get that one to the top house and behind the guard. Now it's completely visible and just waiting for Team Russia to play the double take. And there's the peel takeout weight. But a mistake from Russia. They are only able to get rid of one, leaving their shooter as shot stone though. So now Denmark has another chance to try to score multiple points. Denmark is now playing a very wise move here. They are not playing a takeout here. Many teams would be thrilled to play a takeout here from the shot red stone, but they are so much behind on the scoreboard, 5-1, that they are actually just trying to tap the red stone further to the back house and leave it there as a jammer. And they also would like to leave their shooter so that there is no double takeout, but it's a little bit wrong where they hit the red stone, so now there is another double for a Russian team. But Team Russia has been able to position their stones much better in this final game against Denmark. Denmark has made a couple of misses in the stone positioning and given opportunities for Alexander Edelman's team to take advantage of those mispositioned stones. And let's see what happens now here. A normal way takeout coming up. And Russia is able to get rid of one. It almost looks like there's a curse in those stones that Russia isn't able to get rid of both of them. They have had a couple of attempts, but missed all of them so far. There's still one red stone left for Team Russia and Timur Gajianov. So now Tobias Thune has to make the come around if he wants to score a deuce here and narrow the score. Stone is now on the move. Sweepers the weight, just cleaning up the path. Stone doesn't curl as much as the Danish team would like to, so it's completely visible. And Gajianov is now looking for the double from the yellow stones. I think this is the third time in a row that Russia has the opportunity for the takeout, so let's see how many attempts you can afford to give against Russia before they make it. So Denmark with the yellow stones has the last stone in this end, but let's see if there are any counters, yellow counters after this one. Meanwhile, Germany is making a pistol shot in the bronze medal game. And again, a mistake from Russia. They missed the double takeout 4 in a row, and gives the opportunity for Danish team to score 2 here. So Denmark is lying 1 and now is looking for a second point with the final draw in the 6th end. So Tobias Thune is on the way. Sweepers are judging that it's too heavy, so they need the backing now from their own. So trying to sweep it so that it would touch that. And that happens, but it goes too long. And Denmark is only scoring 1. What a pity for Denmark. So the score is 5-2 after 6 ends. Updates from the other sheets. Starting from women's bronze medal game, Hungary is up 8-2 against Estonia. 6 ends have been played, and the hammer in the 7th end is on Hungary, so looking really good for Hungary at the moment. On the bronze medal game for junior men, the score is tied 2-2. Germany just scored a point with a pistol shot in the 6th end. So very close game over there. Our boys or junior men final is 5-2 for Russia, and the junior women final is 6-3 for Russia. So Russia has the hammer and 3-point advantage coming home in the 8th end. So the last end is already ongoing in the junior women final. So looking very good for Russia over there. 3-point lead and the hammer in the last for Russian women. In the 7th end here, in the junior men final, Denmark plays a guard with their first, and Alexander Eramin is throwing away his first stone. Doesn't want to leave it anywhere on the field of play, so that Denmark cannot use it for any purposes of theirs. So now Nikolai Skau from Team Denmark has to play another guard here, and preferably to the same line as the first one, not to leave a double for Russian, but not making it. So these 2 yellow stones are not going to age too much there. Eramin is throwing away also his second stone. So Russia is okay if Denmark takes 1 here, or steals 1, but Russia is playing so that there's no chance on this planet that Denmark would steal more than 1 point. So Denmark now has to play another guard. Those 2 guards are not going to stay there because they are not lined up perfectly. So Denmark is playing another guard. Sweepers are doing very hard here, and it's going to be in the same pile of rocks here. So now let's see how fast Mr. Dimitri Solomatin is going to play this time. In the previous end he made a couple of pistol shots, or actually 1 to be honest in the last end, but in the 5th end he made a very nice clearing shot there. And there we go. So it's something like a 7-second takeout and removing 2 stones and the shooter. So perfect execution by the young Russian Denmark has to steal here, so they need more guards. So I bet the call is that it's another guard and now on the same line as the long guard that Denmark already have or has. They're sweeping it hard for the line and they just get it by and try to get maximum separation over there, so it's a perfect guard by Henrik Halterman of Denmark. Really nice shot there. 100% execution from the whole team. The sweepers were doing very much for that shot to get it by. And Salomatin is now just clearing up the first. So now that the stones were on the same line, it doesn't make sense to try to play the double, because the only thing that you're going to do there is to leave your own shooter as a guard, and Russia definitely don't want to do that. So they are happy to remove the stones one by one. Tobias Engelhardt is tying up his shoelaces there. Which is a good thing for your health to do. And the bronze medal game for junior women has finished. Hungary takes a single point from the ninth end to put the score to 9. The final score is 9-2 against Estonia. So Team Hungary is proceeding to the World Junior Curling Championships 2016. Congratulations for Team Hungary for the victory. And here we see the perfect clearing from Russia. Or not perfect, it would have been perfect if the shooter would have gone as well, but removing 2 yellow guards from Denmark. So now Denmark has no other option than try to play another guard and again try to get it to the same line as the red stone that Russia just left in front of the house on the center line. This is a little bit light, so the sweepers are sweeping it coast to coast. Let's see if they can get it to the play. Yes, they are. And now they should still finish it to the center line. And the lining is good. A small mistake there from Russia, leaving their own shooter as a guard. 2 stones left for Danish team. So interesting to see if they're playing another guard and then drawing only with their last stone, or are they coming in already now with their 7th stone? It's a little bit tricky decision for Denmark, because if they don't draw now, then it is possible that the Russian team is doing it first, and if that happens, then it might be that Denmark is not able to steal it. So they are playing a draw behind the guard already with this 7th stone and trying to finish it behind the guard. They get it to the house, to the top 12 on the blue, but leave it open. So Russia is now looking for a takeout. if I read signals correctly. And just to give an update from the women's final, Russia has won the game. So it's the mathematical elimination there in the 8th end, and the final score is 6-3. So 6-3 in the women's final. Russia beating Japan over there, but both teams advancing to the World Junior Curling Championships. And we'll get Hungary with them. So now back to our featured game. So Russia is playing a run back, and a perfect shot there. What a shot. So Gadjianov playing a double take out there to get rid of all guards. And now there's only one really long guard, and Denmark has to try to come around behind that one. So Tobias Thune's last stone on the way. Denmark is trying to get it buried behind the guard. It looks a little heavy here. Will it stay? Will it stay? No. So it's going all the way to the almost to the hack. Not to the hack, but not much less. So now Russia is just going to blank the 7th end so that they will have 3 points lead and the hammer coming home to the 8th end. So looking really good for Russia, and actually that's enough. It's the handshakes there, so it's a double gold for Russia. So Russia team winning the gold medal of this World Junior B Curling Championships, and Denmark taking silver. Congratulations for both Russian teams. In this game, it wasn't a matter of complete misses here. We didn't see many of those, but I have to say that Denmark was not positioning their stones as well as Russia did in this game. So Russia was a couple of steps ahead of the Danish boys in stone positioning. So the stone was 5-2 for Russia. So all other games have now finished except the bronze medal game for junior men. I'll go switch the camera so that we can see the final ends of the bronze medal game for junior men. The score is at the moment the score is 2-2, and the 7th end is about to end. So I'll go switch the camera so that you can see the last end of the bronze medal game of junior men. I'll be back. So we're now looking at the final moments of the World Junior B Curling Championship bronze medal game between Korea and Germany. So Korea is playing with the red stones and they have the hammer in this 8th end. Germany with the yellow stones without the hammer. And the score is 2-2. So whichever team is going to score points in this end is going to win the game and advance to the World Curling Championship, Junior Championships later this spring. Germany made a nice guard over there on the center line, and Korea is now just trying to clear it out, giving them more space and room for the last stone. They most probably have to draw with their last one, so they want to have as much as possible for that. And Germany needs to steal this, so they are trying to have at least one guard so that they could have a possibility and an opportunity to steal. 3 stones left for both teams. So it's quite intensive here. All the teams are gathered here and looking at the final stones of this bronze medal game. So you can have a very nice atmosphere there. Everybody's waiting and excited. Korea again playing a perfect clearing here. So looking good for the Koreans at the moment before the skip stones. Germany has to make their move at some point here. Let's see if it's going to be already this stone or only the last one. So if they're going to go into the house right now or just with their final one. Sweepers are doing quite a lot of sweeping in the first half, and then on the next half, the latter half, not that much, just keeping it clean. And yes, it is another centerline guard. So Germany is going to the house only with their last stone. But before that, Korea has a shot here. So let's see what is going to be the Koreans' move. Unfortunately, the German team is blocking our view to the house. But it's a timeout for Korea. So Korean coach is taking his time to walk to the house, giving his team the extra seconds to think about it. The Korean team is thinking of removing the yellow stone from top 12 and leaving their own there. Personally, I don't like that call because that would just be another guard, which would allow Germany to come around it with their final stone. Unfortunately, we can't see the situation in the house because the German team is standing right in front of us. Now they're moving a little bit so we can't see it. So we have So let's see what is going to be the call. Both teams have plenty of time left. So
But don't touch the other two until it's final. Yeah,
So let's see what is going to be the Korea's first skip stone over here. There is this yellow stone which is on top 12, partially behind the guard, or I'm not sure if it's covered. Actually, it's not covered at all. And then there's this long guard, which is just behind a German player who is standing in the picture. So Korea decides to remove that top 12 stone from the play, which is quite nice from their point of view, because the yellow guard, which is now the only thing left for Germany, it's quite long guard. So even if Germany would be able to come around it and be perfectly behind the guard, it's such a long guard that Korea should have a shot there to remove it. Final stone now for the Germans in the 8th end of the World Junior B Curling Championship bronze medal game. So not curling enough, exposing it in the wild. So now Korea has a hit and stick to the bronze medal. So let's see if Lee is able to make the shot. Just carefully cleaning up the ice from the debris, so that there would not be any problems with the last stone. So the stone is now on its way. No cleaning even for the stone, so it needs to curl. Will it stay? Will it stay? No, it will not. So it's a blank end, and we're going to see an extra end. So we're going to see an extra end here in the bronze medal game. So as you can see, So there is a little cheering competition here between Korea and Germany. It was mainly Australian boys team against the German women's team, cheering up the teams. So let's see if we have visibility for the other end. I'll go adjust the camera just a second. And we're back on air in the extra end of the World Junior B Curling Championship bronze medal game. This webcast is provided by curlingcalendar.com, partner of the World Curling Federation and Finnish Curling Association. Go check your curlingcalendar.com that the bonspils of your country are listed, so that other curlers are able to find your tournaments. And if you're looking for interesting bonspils to play in, you'll find them on curlingcalendar.com. Anyone can add and update bonspils on Curling Calendar. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter so that you get updates when new tournaments are added. Germany is setting up really nice guards here for the extra end, so Germany needs to steal here in this extra end. So setting up a couple of nice centerline guards and one corner guard. So now Korea is trying to clear up things and move a little greener. They are able to remove one of them. So Germany was calling for a draw behind the guards already on their fourth stone, but the stone is a little light, and it's staying and stopping just in front of the house, but it's in a very good position as a guard there as well, so it doesn't matter. Very good shot from Team Germany. And Korea now is playing another clearing. And as you can see, here are quite a lot of people watching up the game and cheering up for their teams. So Germany is calling a long guard here now. A wise thing to do. Yes, we have seen that Korea is just patiently clearing up the stones one by one. So Germany still has 4 stones left, so they do need a guard if they want to steal. Sweepers are not even cleaning up the path, so they think it's heavy. Now they are starting to clean it up a little bit. I think that it might have over-curled a little bit, but the weight was perfect. So Korea has 4 stones left and Germany has 3. Korea is just getting rid of that center line guard over there in front of the house. So there are now 2 long guards that Germany has, but they are not on the center line. So there is now a path to the button for Korea's last shot. So looking quite good for Korea at the moment. Of course, Germany will do their best to make it as hard as possible for Korea for their last shot. But at the moment, it is looking good for Korea. So Germany is forced to play another center line guard. And just they have to be patient here and wait for a small mistake from Korea. So it is on the top 12. Korea is thinking of ignoring the stone and removing the 2 high guards. They are thinking that this stone that Germany just played is not a big threat for them, because the other side of the sheet is still available for the last draw. So they are trying to get rid of the 2 guards over there. And they are making that shot beautifully. And went quite close of their own red, but didn't jam there. But now Germany has a very good opportunity to play a second guard over here, so they can still use that top 12. They can still use the top 12 stone as a guard. So I would believe that Germany is still playing another guard with their 7th stone. But let's see, it might also be that it's a draw already at this point. A lot of excitement here in the Kisakalle Sports Institute. 4 stones remaining of this extra end of the bronze medal game. And yes, this is going to be a guard if the players are able to drag it all the way to the play. It's a little bit light, so they have to really work their best and sweep to get it in. But they are able to do it. So got it 1 meter to the play. So now it's up to Korea that which stone they are going to remove. And Korea is calling a timeout to get some advice from their coach. So some of the players are thinking that they should remove the long guard, and I believe that the other players think that they should remove that top 12. And now they are also discussing about the direct draw there. So 3 options basically for the Korean team. Okay, the shot is called now. I believe it's a direct draw with the 7th stone. So here we go. So the weight looks good. Korean team is hoping for it to slow down and curl a little bit. They are drawing it to the top 4. Very good position. But I believe that the stone is still visible, so the German team is talking about removing it and leaving their own on the top 8. Basically a hit and stick then. So it's the last stone for Germany in this extra end of the World Junior B Curling Championships bronze medal game. Korea has still 1 stone after this one, so they are playing. Korea is playing with the red stone and the hammer. The score is tied 2-2, so a lot of blank ends in this bronze medal game. So now Germany has to lie shot after stone if they want to win the bronze medal. And he makes it. So now the question is that is Korea going to play the same shot, or are they just going to draw to the 4-foot? They have a completely open draw to the 4-foot, or they can play the same soft weight takeout around that long guard. And looks like they are going to play that long guard, around that long guard, that soft weight takeout. So a lot of excitement here in the air. It's the last stone of the extra end for Korea. Korea had a open hit and stick in the 8th end for the victory, but rolled out. So now it's much tougher takeout for them. So let's see how it ends up here now in the extra end. It is a very soft weight takeout. Same kind of a weight that we had. And they are past the guard. And they make it. So super shot for Korea. So it is going to be the bronze medals to the Korean team. Stay tuned for the medal ceremony. I'm just going to stop and start the video stream so that we get it to the